I need to get a soundboard going. I need to get a soundboard up. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah. Mm. Down, down, down. Mm. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. What is going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. 10 fours, 10 fours. Kish in the motherfucking cup. Kish in the cup. Great to see ya. Great to see you. We're going to let the boys go ahead and file in on this fine Friday evening. Sasa Bubak, what's good? The hype is real. The hype is very real. This Friday evening show. As we tee up, hopefully going to get a little sweaty in the not too distant future. Sup, buddy? Happy Friday, yo. Come on now. Come on. It is Friday, and currently Washington National bettors swimming in a little bit of piss. Swimming in a little bit of piss. What is good? Thank you all for tuning in so far. It's Friday. Shabbat shalom to my Jewish friends and family members. Good evening and good night on the West Coast and the Midwest. And if you're crazy enough to be tuning in at 1:30 in the morning out in Europe, cheers. Have another drink. Have another drink. This is it, y'all. This is it. So, we're going to take the next 30-ish, maybe an hour, however long, and we're just going to focus and dial in on week 2. We're going to look at some system plays and see which teams qualify and what we can back. We're going to have a little gander at some prize picks. But this is a work in progress, y'all. This is a work in progress. But you know what? There are too many games that jumped out, and we have more than enough time to focus on it. So here we are. What is good? 20 hours in Brazil. No, yo. Piga Acid, tell me that you're in Brazil. And obrigado for being here. Obrigado or obrigada. I'm not sure if you're male or female, but obrigado, which I believe is thank you. Tell me it's thank you. Tell me it's thank you. Matt Zima out here getting out of breath, preaching novels of stats. Okay, we got stats coming in. We're loving life. How you do? Puffer no shirt. Mazel tov on the kid. Mazel tov on the kid. We'd love to see it. Alex Daly, Trent will be coming in to sweat, but this is my show. You're in my domain, brother. Kanji, what's up with the vibes, with the vibes, with the vibes? My dwarf Noah, what is good? Peaj Acid, you really are Brazilica. You really are Brazilica. All right, let's get to work. Let's get to work. We want to talk football, and that's going to be the main focus. As this show rolls on, we're going to be bringing in guests. There's going to be someone who I would love to have tee this show off with me. That's in the works. That's in the works. But right now on this fine Friday, September 16th, 2022, you just got me. So cheers. This is just a little energy drink for now, a little energy drink for now. So there's a few games that I wanted to take a look at, y'all. There are a few games that I wanted to take a look at, and we're just going to kick things off with the top of the slate. And it is this Browns-Jets game. Let me bring it up so we can take a look at this. So you guys aren't just staring at my face. Here we go. Here we go. Bing, bang, boom. How's that look on your end? All right, we're up. We're up. We're up, and we're golden. Beauty. Jets, Browns. Jets, Browns. And the reason why I'm looking at this game is there's 3 systems that were all over 60%. 2 of them have been going on for 15 years. There's one system that I'm in love with that hit at nearly a 75% rate through the first half of the year. So can y'all see that? It looks good. It looks good. We're all in here. Beauties. So if you want to get your notes down, and we can keep track of this together as the season moves along. But when a team did not cover, and they're playing another team that did cover the spread in the previous week. The first half of the year last year, they covered the spread at 74%, meaning you bet on the team that did not cover in the week prior. Okay? So this week, the teams that qualify, the teams that we are going to take a look at are the Jets. We're going to take a look at the Panthers, at the Patriots, the Rams, the Niners, Broncos, Packers, Tennessee, Philadelphia, and Detroit. In week 2 of last year, there were 7 games that fell under this trend, into this system. That shit went 7-0. That shit went 7-0. Are you kidding me? We'll take that. We'll take that all day. So the first game that we're going to look at is the Jets at the Browns. Now, could you imagine? Could you imagine thinking that the Jets could cover? The reason why I'm feeling like we could bet on gangrene is system 2. System 2. Over the last 15 years, teams that lose by double digits in week 1 cover the spread in week 2 at nearly a 67%. There are 40 covered, 25 did not cover. So we got 5 teams that fall into the category of system 2. The Patriots, the Packers, the Cardinals, the Cowboys, and these goddamn Jets. And these goddamn Jets, they qualify for 2 systems so far. Again, we're looking at teams that lost by double digits, and that's it. And we have 5 of them. The Patriots, the Jets, the Packers, the Cardinals, and the Cowboys. And you're giving me that at nearly 2/3 of the time they're going to cover? So that's why the Jets are curious again. Now, system 3, this one's a little bit more detailed. It's a road dog that is at 6.5 points down to a pick'em. They had to have had a bad season last year, meaning 6 or less wins. And the total needs to be set at 50 or less. That's a road dog, 6.5 points down to a pick'em, who had a shit year, 6 wins or less, and the total is set at 50 or less. So the teams that we're going to be looking at this throughout the year are the Bears, the Panthers, the Texans, the Giants, the Lions, the Jags, and the goddamn Jets. So is that enough? Is that enough for us? Is that enough for us to really consider the New York Jets to cover? They are a 3-system fit. But listen, over the last 3 years, the team has not been able to cover. It's still the New York Jets. They're 6-13 against the spread in their last 19. They're 0-5 against the spread in week 2 over the last 5 years. They've only covered the spread at 29% over the last 4 seasons. The team stinks. But is it crazy enough that it just might work, boys? Is it crazy enough that it just might work? It's still the Jets. And listen, this Browns team is so dirty. But why? Why do I like the Jets so much? I really don't want to harp on it too much, but here's the deal with the Browns. Yes, they are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 September games. Yes, they're 6-2 against the spread when at home against a team with a losing record. However, randomly, when they eclipse 350 total yards, they only are 33% against the spread in their last 64 games. That's 4 seasons. They're 0-5 in their last 5 as a favorite and 0-4 as a home favorite. So what is Jacoby Brissett going to do for the boys in Cleveland? I don't want to force y'all to have to take the Jets. Again, I sprinkled enough for a nice lunch on it. We'll call it $30-35 on the Jets. It's just one of those things where it jumped out too much. So hit me up in chat. I want to see, now that I'm back with y'all, what's going on? Are we really going to consider rocking with Gang Green this week? 6.5 points. They're probably going to lose by 20. It's probably a bet that we don't have to take. But could you imagine if we did and that shit hit? Could you imagine? Could you? Think about it. Think about it. Give me an update on the Miami Marlins real quick. Jets on top. I mean, chat, you guys are kind of loving this right now. You guys are kind of with it. How we doing? How we doing? Are we going to go with Gang Green? Are we going to go with Gang Green? Browns by a million. Nick Chubb's going to have 150 rushing yards. It's possible. It's possible. All right. Now, the other game that we're looking at here, that is a 3-system fit. How bad did the Green Bay Packers look, huh? How bad did the Green Bay Packers look? Is that gonna repeat though? Is that gonna repeat? I don't think there's a shot in hell. I don't think there is a shot in hell. Listen, it's 10 points. It's Aaron Rodgers. Raise your hand if you watched the Chicago Bears play football last week. Raise your hand. Get them up. Put them up there. Oh, yeah. This team, and listen, they played in a freaking monsoon. But they could not move the ball at all. They could not move the ball at all. Justin Fields had maybe 2 passing yards in the first half. If it wasn't for a play that completely broke down and Dante Pettis had 51 yards, Justin Fields is ending that game with 70 passing yards. Yeah, it's in a monsoon. Yeah, we don't want to hang on to stats. But someone's got to move the ball. You got to do something. So now we're putting them in a primetime game against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Coach Matty LaFleur and the Packers. Ooh, boy. Listen, these Packers didn't cover, didn't win. Now they're at home. They lost by double digits. That was tough. That was tough. To Minnesota? Do you think that Aaron Rodgers is going to hand this back over? Huh? You can't. You can't. Yeah, Mush. My Titans are going to get killed on Monday night. Oof. I know, but the Titans fit the system, boys. The Titans fit the system. What do you think? Aaron Rodgers done. Said he owns the Bears. Lock it in. He does own the Bears. He certainly does own the Bears. I'm going to stop sharing the screen real quick. I'm going to bring it back in. Let's get serious, huh? Let's get serious. Do we not think that the Bears are going to beat this Chicago Bears? Excuse me, that the Packers are going to beat this Chicago Bears team by less than 2 scores? Come on. Come on. Sharps certainly grubbed. Sharps certainly grubbed. Is everyone down units in week 1 or up units? I'm up a handful of units. I'm up a couple units in week 1. And we gotta get that shit still rolling through. We are not slowing down. I had the Niners in my family survivor league. We be C's. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. And I have a confession. It's episode 1 here on this show, and I'm already needing to confess to my sins. I bet on the 49ers. And when I bet on the 49ers, they lose. Not only do they not cover, they lose. And here's the story with that. One of my first bets ever was on the Niners against the Ravens in the Super Bowl 2012. No, 2013. 2013. One of my first bets. A lot of you guys are like, Mush, how fucking old were you? 12? 22? I was 22. One of my first bets, Super Bowl. We got spanked. I said, I'm done. I can't do it. I can't let Niners faithful down like that. And so I laid off. I didn't bet on them again. Guess what? We made it to the Super Bowl about 6 years later against Kansas City. And with all my boys, and I absolutely nuked. I nuked. And what was the deal? We were up, I think, 10 with 6 minutes left. Up 10, 6 minutes left. We had been tailgating all day. The lights were starting to fade a little bit. Next thing you know, we're down by $1 million. I said, I'm done. I'm not betting on the Niners anymore. I can't keep doing this. So I stopped. Until the NFC Championship last year against the Rams. Guess what? I was in SoFi Stadium week 18 when we spanked them. Week 18. Spanked them. And so we were going right back down there to Levi Stadium of the South because we run SoFi and we run the Rams organization. I said, you know what? We bet on this team. There's no way that I can curse them like this. Well, guess what? We didn't win. Jaquiski Tart let that interception from Matt Stafford slip right in between his freaking elbows. They went on to win the Super Bowl. Should have been ours. But I'm not a freaking mush, man. I'm not a mush. I got to look at myself in the mirror every day and tell myself and remind myself, you're not a mush. You're not a fucking mush. Here we go. Week 1, kick things off. I placed this bet a month ago, and we're up 10-0 at halftime, and I said, there's no way that we're losing this game. There's no way the boys aren't going to cover, and guess what? We didn't cover. We lost, and that's it. That's it. Enough out of me. Enough out of me. Back to football. Back to the slate. We're pulling it up. We got the Commanders and the Lions. Thank you for my TED Talk. That's all we're going to get today. That's all we're going to get today. Thank you for listening. Washington and Detroit. Washington and Detroit. Let's bring this bad boy back on up here. Come on now. Come on now. Bang. Let me get the zoom in for the boys. All right, chat, I want you guys to start spamming. Where do you see this Commanders-Lions game going? I'm so shocked to see that the public is still all over Detroit. All over Detroit. All over Detroit. I mean, the Eagles could do anything that they wanted. Anything that they wanted last week against Detroit. In Detroit. Absolutely anything. It is Hard Knocks. To be honest, I was kind of thinking that the Commanders would be favorites here, but they're not. And we see it essentially as a pick'em. Last time the Lions were favorites, they lost 20-0 to PJ Walker and the Panthers. Lions were on Hard Knocks. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet because I didn't want to get biased. You know what I mean? I didn't want to get biased. I think when the Falcons were on there not too long ago, Mike Smith was still the head coach. I drafted nearly half of the entire freaking roster. To fantasy, thinking that they were going to blow up. I think they finished that year 4-12. So much money is dumping in on Detroit still as the favorite, and they're keeping the line the same. So, chat, what does that mean? It means one thing. And you're probably going to have to bet on Krabs and the Commanders. But does anyone else's heart tell them that it's going to be Detroit? What's telling you more? Is it the heart or the head that it's going to be Detroit? Because my head is saying it's probably going to be Washington. But that goddamn heart of mine, and I got a big one. I really do. It's telling me it's going to be Detroit. But listen, Swift being injured He might not play, or he may be limited. 3 of the 5 Detroit starting O-line was on injury report this week. I mean, the injury report, everybody's banged up. Everyone's on ice. Everyone's getting their shots. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got a big heart. My name is Jeff. Big heart. Big heart, big head. Big heart, though. Yeah, was limited in practice. Ragno is out. Swift is playing. Yeah, Swift is playing, but even still, I think the way to go about this, I think that line is a little bit too high. And I'm probably going to go the under. Probably going to go the under. What do you guys think about the under? Under 48.5? I don't care. We're not looking at last week. Ricky Rose, thank you for showing up. Thank you for making an appearance. I'm always very grateful for your presence. We'll see. I think Trey is going to have that stadium packed. I mean, is anyone worried about the videos that came out? By worried, I mean, like, would you judge your quarterback for having some time with some women on his off hours? If you don't know the video, why don't you look up Trey Lance throwing bills, and maybe you'll get it. Yeah, just let the guy live, free flyer. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Ricky Rose, what is your team, by the way? I need to know this. What is your team? And I think I may have already asked you. You said that I don't have one. I know you're Bears, aren't you? Yeah, my thoughts. Man released the hormones. He's ready to go. That's it, Hovey. You know the deal. Another Deshaun? I don't know. All right. Commanders, Lions. I'm liking that under, which probably means you got to consider the over. Now, this is another great game. This is a great game. And if you guys remember, I was very hyped on the New Orleans Saints against the Falcons in week 1. And I was wrong. I was certainly wrong. I thought the transition away from Sean Payton would have been a little bit more smooth. But Falcons came out and punched him right in the freaking mouth. And now the Bucs are only 2.5-point favorites. But here's the deal for us, okay? New Orleans did not cover last week. Tampa Bay did. The thing that makes me a little bit less enthusiastic about betting on New Orleans is that they still won. Yeah, Money Rolo, brother. I love Saints money line this week because let's see here. How much money do we see coming in on Tampa? 66% of the handle and 74% of the bets are on Tampa. 71% of the bets and 60% of the handle are on the money line. And it's not by much. But the line is moving towards Tampa. And that's way too much money coming in on one side for it to move at any rate in the opposite direction. I love New Orleans. Again, I got to back them boys. I love New Orleans at plus 120. And I have a 3-teamer. And tell me that shit's not hitting, just so I know that it might have a chance of hitting. But it is the Saints money line at plus 120. Parlayed with the Steelers money line at plus 120. And we'll get to that game in a little bit. But that is one thing where I'm throwing everything out the window. I don't see. Yeah, exactly. No, you got it. Easy. I mean, yeah, Patriots, Bucks, 2-teamer. Line it up. Saints, Steelers, and the Raiders. I mean, you got to live a little. You know what I mean? 2 teams that are at plus money. That's a plus 610 parlay. You got to shoot your shot, boys. You got to shoot your shot. Saints worry me because their offense started really slow against the Falcons. Yeah, they looked awful. By the way, Mush, thanks to the Niners for passing up on Fields. Much appreciated because Trey's garbage. Hey, Ricky, my guy, I know you don't like Trey. I know you're not a fan of Trey, okay? We get it. We heard ya. We heard ya, bud. You've been saying it for months. And if you think that Justin Fields is better than Trey, good on you, man. I'm glad you're happy with him. How you doing? I'm glad you're happy with him. I like Justin Fields. I'm not mad at Justin Fields. I'm not mad at Justin Fields at all. Chat, tell me what you guys are thinking about New England going to Pittsburgh. New England going to Pittsburgh. Because if I was on the Steelers and Tomlin left the box of some fresh all black Air Force Ones in my locker, I'm not taking an L anytime soon. Now, I have 5 units preseason on Steelers over 7.5 wins. I mean, they're dogs in like 10 of 17 games this year. So it doesn't surprise me that the line is here. But, guys, Matt Patricia and Joe Judge are now in control of the Patriots offense. So you get Mac Jones having no continuity, and he's a guy that needs all the freaking help in the world. Matt Patricia's not a big fan of Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne was one of the most reliable guys for Mac Jones last year. JJ, wow, what happened? Guys, what is it? Are you following the lines? You're betting the numbers, not the team? Or are you just going to say Tomlin and them are going to handle business at home? Because Najee's probably going to play. He might be a little bit banged up. Guess what? I think we all could win. We could all win. Look at that under. I think that's kind of trappy, though. 40.5 is still a little bit too low. I don't care what's going on the field. I think Pats win. Bill's going to eat Trubisky alive. That's probably right. I don't think that I'm willing to do it on a straight bet. Just the little sprinkle and the 3-team lay, and that's what we're gonna work with. Curious though, and I tweeted this out earlier today. Give me a dog. Let's talk about dogs. Okay? Let's talk dogs. I want to know what underdog you guys are most confident in this week. And the tweet that I put out, if you guys didn't see it, the 4 teams that I included are the Jets. So I made it easy on you. The Jets, the Jags, the Dolphins. Okay. And what was the other one? Jets, Jags, Dolphins, Saints. Jets, Jags, Dolphins, Saints. Jets, Jags, Dolphins, Saints. Who are you most confident in? For real. Jets are caked. Absolutely. Hovey, bro. You get it. Let's look at all the money that might be coming in on Baltimore. I'm telling you guys, Mike McDaniel, the head coach of the Dolphins, is a freaking madman genius. Whoa. Okay, it's the trap line, though. Boys, we have 61% of the handle, 51% of the bets on Miami to cover. Now, only 41% of the bets, but 68% of the handle are on Miami money line. And guess what? I think I'm going to be part of that handle. I think Miami has a shot to go in and get the job done. Just got here. What was your pick in the Lions game? Zillion Sigs, my guy. If I'm going to have to bet on it, this is probably going to be one where I'm going with this thing over this thing. It's probably going to be this thing. And barring any injuries, I still don't know. Brother, Zillion Sigs, I think, honestly, it's going to be the under. I think it's going to be the under. I think teams are banged up. They're going to dial it in a bit. The line might be a little bit inflated because of the fact that there were 73 points last week in the Lions game. I think the under. The under. And I was honestly kind of a fan of Detroit running the ball more, long times of possession on each possession. I think it's the under. Little Nicky Parmigiano. Let's see what you got here. Giants money line. Man, I love Brian Dable, dude. I love Brian Dable, and I think that's a great play. I do love the over in that game. Giants money line. Colts money line, L. Bucks money line, L. Bengals money line, now we're back on track. Packers money line, not enough juice. Rams money line, bang. Plus 804. That's my surge 6. Shit should hit, my guy. Shit should definitely hit. You got Bucks and Colts. Bro, I don't know if Fruity, I think Fruity already sold off on the Colts. I think he's done with them. But why can't the Colts do well against Jacksonville? What's up with that? It's a weird in-division matchup. Bears outright. Ooh, you think they're going to do it again? I think the Cardinals Raiders at 5.5 is pretty damn trappy. I want the Raiders to absolutely handle business, but oof. Let's see here. Oh, we're going back to the system plays because, yeah, dude, New England. I think Jacksonville handles. I think Jacksonville handles business. Give me one quick second. What's a 4-teamer of Atlanta money line, Seattle money line, Bears money line, Cowboys money line? Bro, that is a freaking lottery ticket. But I bet it's like plus 4,000. Can someone look that up for little Nicky Parm? One second, boys. Someone look it up. You know what? Let's just do it. We're going to share. Plus 39,000? No freaking way. You won't. Let's see. Parlay. I just have to see it for myself. Look how janky this book is, boys. Could you imagine? All right. So it was. Who was it? It was Atlanta, Seattle, Dallas, and Houston. Was it Houston? Nicky Parm, where you at? No, Ferda, little sprinky Ferda boys. Bears and Cowboys. Atlanta, Seattle, Bears, Cowboys. Atlanta, Seattle, Bears, Cowboys. Oh my God. What is $10 get us? $250. What is that shit? Am I being capped? I'm being capped, dude. Oh my God. Someone get me off of this book. We're done. Could you imagine? Whatever. I don't think that my bookie could handle a freaking plus 39,000. What a scam. Is the highest parlay I can craft up plus 2,500? That's why it's like, do I just get out of California? Do I get out of California? I couldn't do that. Maybe I could. Maybe I could. Up 7 units on the week. Yeah. We're up a cheeky little 7 on the week. We're not mad at it. Not mad at being up 7 on the week. Just hoping that I can make it through Sunday, dude. I don't nuke shit, but college. LO book that's not on Oprah's reading list. What book is that? Oh, book. Such an L book. Such an L book. Beauties. All right, I need your guys' honest opinions, and if you want to ride with me on my prize picks, this prize picks is hitting. I'm sorry, it's hitting. There's no world that we live in, boys, where this does not hit. Right here. Saquon over rushing yards, Debo over rushing yards. This was my sell today on the Surge stream. This is smackaroni and queso with a little bit of hot sauce. Tell me it's not hitting. Tell me it's not hitting. Saquon over 74 rush yards. Debo over 31.5 rush yards. Smackaroni and queso with some crystal hot sauce on it. This bad boy went away. Hold on now. Bang. We're back. Let me give you the breakdown for those of you that weren't on stream today. We have Saquon that's going up against the Panthers. And what the Panthers do last week, they let Nick Chubb run for 141 yards. He averaged 6.5 yards a carry on 22 rushes, boys. Now we got Brian Daboll stepping in as the head coach for the Giants. This guy's been a stud, and he's finally getting his time to shine. He helped the Bills in his first year increase their points by nearly 12. By nearly 2 full touchdowns for your quick math. And he knows the only way that they win games is if they feed Saquads the rock. And Saquads is back. Saquads is back, without a doubt. Then we move on to Debo, man. Debo's right back into the role that everyone was questioning if he loved being in. He loves being in the wide back role, the running receiver role, whatever you want to call it. He loves that. He thrives in that. Mush, that Debo line is up to 37.5 on the books. Good, because we're coming to collect. I like this, Mush. If it rains in Seattle, Debo is going to run. So the game is in the Bay. It's in San Francisco, and it is probably going to rain, and we will be running, and Debo will be running rain or shine. The only thing that scares me is that any given week, Shanahan could not use Debo as a running back and use him as a receiver. Instead, he's going to get his touches. In the 8 games where he was primarily, am I just absolutely potatoing right now, boys? Maybe not. Yeah, Free Flyers got my back. And the 8 games that he was used as essentially our running back, which is what's going to happen right now, cleared it in 6 of those 8 games. He averaged 12 yards above this line. He will have 5 or 6 rushing yards. Rushing attempts. So I'm confident in this one. A lot. This one, tell me about what you think about it. I locked this in on Tuesday. And I know that Chelly's on the same side as AJ Dillon. How about Robbie? Getting at least a bomb, huh? How about Robert? I like this entry a lot. This is just a little half unit geyser right here. AJ Dillon, 46 rush yards, 37 receiving. How you doing? Robbie? How you doing? What's the score check, boys, on the Marlins game? How bold was that high schooler today, though, huh? So bold. 4-0 Marlins. Yikes. Yikes. Rangers spanking the Rays. How many Nerfies hit today, by the way? I opened the score app at one point. I think it was like 4, 5 of the 6 games that were going. Yeah, the kid had some cajones. Kid had some major cajones. What do we think of this one here? AJ Dillon, Robbie. And then this. And then the trifecta. And then the trifecta. Give it to me. Huh? Why can't we be great, chat? Why can't we be great? His dad works for the books. There's a rumor going around, and I'm starting it, but that's Gabagool's kid. That high schooler that was talking smack, that's Gabagool's son. And until I see a birth certificate, I'm going to believe that to be true. Okay? I'm going to believe that to be true. Imagine your dad actually works for FanDuel. Couldn't. Am I opening a bakery? Dude, the bakery's been open since the Warriors won the championship. It has been a summer of baking and frosting and ooey gooey geysering. I'm sick of the cake. I'm sick of the baked goods. Can't do it. Especially during summer. Absolutely unbelievable. Nikki's dad must be CEO of DraftKings. Yeah, I don't think so. Fun fact, I know Gabagool in real life, his son went to high school with me. Hovey, you got to be shitting me. You know the Gabagool report in real life. John Massa. Bro, that is insane. That is insane. We're going to wrap things up here in a bit. Today was really just kind of a sneak peek. Come vibe out. It's happy hour on a Friday. We're going to be real dialed in as the season goes on. As I mentioned, I'm working on getting a guest with me that is just going to be legendary. It is going to be legendary to have this knowledge. Louisville Tutter. We love. Oh, shit. Let me get off of this screen. And we're going to bring back up the slate real quick, y'all. Real quick now. All right. Falcons, Rams, 10.5 points. Money is dumping in on Atlanta. Could you imagine? I mean, all respect to Marcus Mariota. They did the damn thing. They did the damn thing last Sunday. I faded them. And guess what? Are the Atlanta Falcons going to be my Seattle Kraken? I sure as shit hope not. Because I'm back in the division rival. I'm back in the Super Bowl champs. Those LA Rams. And you will hear me saying Vamos Los Ramos all Sunday long because it's Ram time. Oh my God. To be honest, the Whose House Rams House has got to be the weakest, lamest crowd chant in all of professional sports. And if you haven't gone to a Rams game to experience it live, you may not know what I'm referring to, but they go, Whose house? Rams house. And it sucks. It's just soft. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, chat. I will be betting, or not. I will be. I have 2 bets in the NFL outside of that parlay right now. It's the over between Carolina and the Jets. Excuse me, the Giants. The over 43 points. I think that's going to soar. No, it won't soar. It'll probably be 47. And it'll be 50. 27-23 is the final score of that game. You heard it here first. And this game, the Rams cover and the under. Rams cover and under 46.5. All right. So that does it. That freaking does it. It's 45 minutes in. And I think I think what we're going to do, for all those that are of age, we're going to do a little tradition here. As long as we have a Friday stream and it's happy hour for me, we're going to end things with a little sip just to kick things off. So if you got a cold one and you're of age, you got a cold one, you got a bottle, you got something, why don't you walk on over, go grab the drink. We did it. We made it through the freaking week. We have football coming up. We have football going on right now. And why don't we pour one real quick, huh? Why don't we pour one? I'm drinking a little tequila. Just a little sippy of a little tequila. Mush telling me it's Miller time. You're goddamn right it's Miller time. You're goddamn right it's Miller time. High school Nat betters grabbing a juice box. Get your milk or get your tequila. And let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready. And then we'll kick things off here. Florida State tutty. Knowles bang. I'm on the Knowles. I took Florida State. Mushy's just going to run right into surgical sweats. We're going to hop off for a bit, and then we're going to hopefully have sweats coming up here shortly after. But if you have your drinks, I just want to thank you guys for seeing what the hell we're going to be talking about on this first Friday. But we're going to be dialing it in. We're going to have information on every game. On Tuesdays are going to be dedicated to fantasy and waiver wire. All right? So, again, I don't want you guys coming here because I think I'm the sharpest tool in the shed. We're all in the same boat. I dive in and I do as much research as I can, and I talk to as many people as I can to get the insight. But this needle doesn't move. I said it in my post today. This needle doesn't move without all of us. And let me get this off screen here. This needle does not move without all of us. All right. The whole thing behind Book It is coming together to beat those goddamn Bucks. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And we're not only going to be trying to beat the goddamn Bucks, but we're going to try and win our fantasy leagues. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have a show dedicated to fantasy, and I'm in a league with all of Book It. So they're going to understand what I'm targeting. But fuck them. Tuesdays, we're going to be dedicating most of the time to fantasy, doing a little chalk talk, talking about what the hell went on the week prior. Thursdays is probably going to be where we're going to do this primarily. Thursdays, maybe Fridays as well. But we're going to be looking at the weekend. We're going to be talking about these systems, going back, checking our records, making sure everything is all good. Okay. And then every Sunday morning, I want you guys to start your Sundays with me, with Krabs, and with whoever else we have involved, and it's going to cycle through. Some days Krabs is going to be at the Commanders game. Don't know why he would ever waste money on that, but some days he will be there. Week 4, I'm actually going to be in Cabo. I'm actually going to Cabo, boys. Cheers to me. On that note, L'chaim. Cheers to you. There's no way that was all going down in one. So it's a sip. Okay? We don't need to force it. Cabo bangs in chat, though. Cabo bangs in chat. I'm going to Cabo, and I may not leave. I might like it so much I may not leave. But, yeah, the buddy's bachelor party down there. And we're staying at, this big old house on a cliff, and I'm going to see, maybe they need some help at the resort. Maybe I could wash some windows. Okay. We'll see. But, yeah, week 4, I will be in Cabo. And then something like week 9, I'll be back in Mexico for the wedding. Could you imagine? A friend saying, hey, let's go to Mexico twice in a month for my wedding? I don't mind it, though. I don't mind it. The only way I'm going to make it and enjoy myself is if we all come together and we win some fucking bets. Okay? So it's on you and it's on me. And it's on whoever else we bring on the show here. But we're going to have some fun. And again, I appreciate the hell out of you guys for tuning in. This is just a sneak peek. More to come. And let's win some bets. Round of applause for yourselves. Another sip from me. And that'll do that. that will do that. We'll see you Sunday morning at 9 Pacific, noon Eastern, where we're just going to go through the slate. We're going to make sure everything is dialed in before we have 7 hours of commercial-free football. Much love, you guys. Cheers to you. Have a great weekend. Be safe. And we'll be. We'll certainly be. Peace. Bang.